Why does money from different countries have different values, even though they are all just pieces of paper used to buy things? Why is $1 not equal to €1? If money is just paper, who decides that one piece is worth more, while another is worth much less? These questions confuse many people, because money feels familiar, yet its value works in a very strange way. Today's video is here to explain exactly why currencies are different, and why money is never truly equal everywhere. We will not use complex theories, only simple actions and everyday situations that are easy to see and understand. To make things visual, bread will represent real goods, the things people actually want and use every day. Now let us follow a simple character to see how money behaves in real-life situations. BoBo is an ordinary person who uses money to buy food, travel, and live his daily life. Through BoBo's actions, we will slowly understand why money works so differently across countries. To understand why money has different values today, we first need to look back at how money worked in the past. A long time ago, money was not just paper, it was directly connected to something real and valuable. That valuable thing was gold, because it was rare, hard to fake, and accepted almost everywhere. Money now worked like a promise because it could always be exchanged for gold when people wanted something real. Let's go back to BoBo, in a world where people trust paper money because it can be traded for gold. BoBo uses his money to buy bread, knowing the value will stay the same tomorrow and next year. Years pass, and BoBo still buys the same amount of bread with the same money. As countries develop, trade, travel, and selling bread across borders become more common. And at this moment, BoBo realizes that to keep buying and selling running smoothly, people need more money. But gold does not increase as fast as trade and bread production do. The government must choose, stop growth or stop backing every bill with gold. When the promise to gold is removed, money becomes free to change value differently in each country. After money is no longer tied to gold, BoBo wonders what actually gives money its value now. Then he realizes something simple. People want money because it can buy bread and real things. If many people want bread, they will also want the money needed to buy that bread. This simple idea is called demand, how much people want to hold and use a certain money. At the same time, BoBo sees that governments can create more money whenever they choose to. This creates supply, how much money exists and is available for people to use. BoBo realizes that money value depends on these two forces working together, demand and supply. When many people want money, but there is not much of it, that money becomes more valuable. When too much money exists, but people do not really want to hold it, its value starts falling. BoBo tests this by holding money that nobody wants, and notices it buys less bread. This is how money gains or loses value, even without gold behind it. And this is the foundation for understanding inflation, interest rates, and exchange rates later on. After understanding supply and demand, BoBo starts wondering what happens when money grows faster than real things like bread. At first, everything feels normal, because BoBo can still use the same money to buy the same amount of bread. Then BoBo notices more money appearing everywhere, while the number of bread stays exactly the same. With more money in their hands, people rush together to buy the same limited amount of bread. Seeing strong demand but no more bread, sellers slowly start asking for more money for the same bread. BoBo comes back with the same money, but now that money buys less bread than before. And BoBo realizes the bread did not change at all, but something clearly changed with the money. His money did not disappear, but its ability to buy real things slowly became weaker. This happens when too much money chases the same amount of real goods like bread. People call this situation inflation, when money grows faster than real goods. BoBo now understands why holding money during inflation slowly reduces what he can afford in the future. This is why inflation plays a major role in making a country's money stronger or weaker over time. After inflation weakens money, BoBo notices people no longer feel comfortable holding cash for a long time. BoBo starts wondering where people move their money instead of letting it slowly lose buying power. He notices many people choose to lend their money, hoping to receive more money later. When BoBo lends money, he expects to receive extra money as a reward for waiting. That extra money BoBo expects to receive is what people call interest. Higher interest makes lending more attractive, so more people are willing to move their money there. BoBo sees that when one place makes money grow faster, people naturally move their money there, sure. When interest is low, people feel less motivated, and money moves slowly or stays away. BoBo realizes interest helps pull money away from inflation and into saving or investing. However, BoBo also notices that very high interest makes borrowing money much harder. Fewer people borrowing means less buying, less building, and slower economic activity. Because of this, governments carefully adjust interest to balance inflation control and economic growth. BoBo now understands why interest decisions in one country can affect money flows around the world. This sets the stage for understanding exchange rates, where money moves across countries seeking better returns. As money moves between countries, BoBo notices that money cannot travel alone without being exchanged first. When BoBo travels to another country, shops do not accept his money and ask for local money instead. To buy bread there, BoBo must exchange his money for the local money first. And BoBo sees that $1 turns into more money in some countries and less money in others. In one country, $1 buys a lot of local money, but in another country, it buys much less. This difference is called the exchange rate, showing how much one country's money is worth compared to another. And BoBo remembers that money becomes strong when many people want it, and weak when few people want it. Countries with high interest and stable economies attract more foreign money. To invest there, people must buy that country's money first. This increased demand pushes that money's value higher compared to other countries' money. At the same time, countries with high inflation or instability scare money away. When money leaves, people sell that country's money, pushing its value down. This constant buying and selling makes exchange rates change all the time, even every second. BoBo now understands why $1 is never equal to 1 unit of every other money. After understanding exchange rates, BoBo starts wondering why these numbers keep changing all the time. BoBo learns that money is traded constantly, just like bread in a busy market. Every time someone buys or sells money, the balance of demand and supply shifts slightly. With millions of trades happening every day, exchange rates never stand still. News also plays a role, because good or bad news changes how people feel about a country's money. If news makes people confident, more money flows in, pushing that currency higher. If news creates fear, people rush to sell that money and move away. Interest rate announcements can suddenly attract or scare away large amounts of money. And BoBo realizes that people trade while thinking about what tomorrow may look like. Because expectations change constantly, trading decisions change constantly as well. All of this makes exchange rates move every second, not just once a day. BoBo realizes exchange rates reflect millions of decisions, happening at the same time around the world. This is why exchange rates feel unpredictable, even though they follow simple supply and demand logic. Now BoBo understands why exchange rates are always moving, even when nothing seems to change. Looking back, BoBo realizes that money has never had the same value everywhere. Long ago, money felt equal because it was tied to gold, which limited how much money could exist. When money broke away from gold, its value started depending on how much people wanted it. When too much money appears compared to bread, inflation slowly eats away its buying power. Because of inflation, people stop wanting to hold money and start moving it elsewhere. Interest rates guide where that money flows, pulling it towards some countries and away from others. When money crosses borders, exchange rates decide how much one money becomes in another country. Because money is traded constantly, exchange rates keep changing every second. BoBo now sees that money value is not magic, but the result of many simple human decisions. Countries with stable policies, controlled inflation, and attractive interest rates usually have stronger money. Countries with instability, high inflation, or low trust often see their money lose value. And that is why money is never equal everywhere, and why exchange rates keep changing all the time.